Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I am here today with Chapter 2 of our Inkbound journal. And today we're going to be working on some pages in our journal. I'll go through the papers in just a second here. If you're new and you would like to join in on this project, there's a link in the description below. Just go ahead and click on that, put in your email, and I will send you a link to download all of the papers so far. So yeah, last week, there were actually 2 packs last week, which I wanted to mention just in case you guys missed that. There was a midweek pack that I did because I did another page video, and I actually have another page video coming out soon. I just have to finish editing it with that pack as well. So I hope that's not too confusing, but all the links will be in the email that goes out with these papers. So you'll be able to download anything that you missed. So I think I called it the page pack. I'll look and double check to be sure. But, so there was 2 packs last week, and then, because, like, the first pack was just journal pages and nothing exciting and fun, so I wanted to do some, like, ephemera for last week as well, so I did a second pack. This week, we have papers and ephemera, so we should be in good shape. Alright, so I'm going to go through these papers really quickly, and then we'll just jump in, and we'll do, like, 2 pages in our journal. And there's plenty of ephemera, so you could do tons more at your leisure for the rest of the week. Okay, so this is just kind of like a half and half, like of this deep burgundy color, which I'm just completely enamored with here. This is just like a marbly bookend paper, and also lovely shades on that one, and a little ornamental one here with this kind of a smaller scale pattern on it. And then, like, this feels a little William Morris to me. It's not, but it has that same kind of feel to it. And it's dark, so I also did kind of a light one. This is more closer to a damask. And then there's a neutral paper here, which is kind of like a gold color with some script in the background. This is the paper that I backed all of my ephemera with. So if you see this in the kit, it is the back of something. Okay, I didn't use this for the front of anything. It's all on the back. Okay. All right, so let's go through the pages now. This is actual ephemera pages. What I tried to do with this kit today was to create a situation where you could print this page and do a page. A little bit challenging because, you know, this is kind of a limited space, but this allows you to kind of create something and you can put it on a page. It's got a card, it's got a pocket, it's got 2 tags, little bits of ephemera, and then it has a belly band. So you could belly band on the page, put the card in, put the tags inside the pocket in here, boom, you got a page, right? You can add in whatever else you want to add in, of course, but this gets you like 75% of the way there. And then you can just add your special personal touches. So I think I'm going to be using this one today in one of the pages, but I'm going to use it differently. So it just will show you different options. I tried to include a bunch of envelopes in this kit as well. So there's this big one here, just some fussy cuts here. This is just another set of fuzzy cuts. I can't stop with the big florals. I'll try to do small ones next time. They just look fantastic, so I can't help it. A big envelope here. And there's another one of my page projects here. This is like an envelope, a pocket tag. So you're going to fold that over. So this is what's in the printable, and then this is what I printed on the back. So you can either fold it over like this, or you can flip it and have it folded over like this. Or you can print 2 and do both. Okay, so that's another one. So this, like, basically all this stuff can go into this tag, and then you can just put your tag in the journal, and you're good to go. Okay, these pockets fit the pages. So they're like bigger scale pockets, and they fit right on the bottom of these pages, or you could put 2 on a page, however you would like. These are the corner pockets. Envelopes. I did some minis, some smalls, and then there's that one large one. Okay, these ones go with these. So these pockets can be used however you want, but they do fit on these tags right here. If you would like to do like a larger scale pocket tag or whatever, those go on there, and there's just some little pieces of ephemera that you can stick in them if you would like. Okay, and this one is 1 large tag and then 2 smaller tags with matching pockets, and then some little bits of ephemera there for you. You could put these on a page like little flaps if you wanted to, or you could just use them in your journal, just, you know, stick them into a pocket. And then I did some mini tags. These are good for layering or just sticking in tiny pockets and stuff. And then there's a page of little phrases and 2 little poem bits here. So you can cut these up however you like. If you want to cut the words up and rearrange them, I tried to give them enough space that would be possible if you wanted to do that. But you can also just cut them out and use them. I'm going to use one of them today, so. Okay, so that's it for today's pack. So now we can just hop right into the actual crafting. Okay, so for my page here, I just picked a page in my journal. I picked a blank one here. And I picked one of the big images that I got from the midweek pack last week. So I could do like the page project videos. And one of them is already out, so you may have seen that. And there'll be another one out this week. But that's where I got this from. The rest of the stuff I have here is all from today's printable pack. Okay, so what I thought here is I would take one of these big images, put this down, and then layer some of the other ephemera on top of it. So let's get started with that. I think I'm going to try this washi tape on this brown paper and see if it looks okay. I wanted to put something kind of a little bit behind the paper because the paper doesn't quite cover up the whole page. So I thought it'd be fun to put a little something around the edges of the paper, just, you know, just to kind of add a little bit of like, I want to add like some, I guess, numbers and words and stuff like that. I made that one too short. And this washi tape is pretty good for adding like that sort of vibe to things in like kind of a backgroundy way. It like doesn't want to be the front and center. It's a really good background. Just so you guys know, this is the Tim Holtz. And it's called tissue tape, and I think it might be discontinued. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I like just keep my eye out for it on eBay because, you know, there's still a stock of it in places. You just have to find it. Okay, so I'm going to put this on here. And then I'm going to take some of my background papers and the tags and stuff. And I have one of the little poems to layer on top of it. I tried to do a decent job prepping because I didn't want the video to go on for like 2 hours like my index video. There we go. Okay, so there's that. And then we can just put this on here. And that gives us a nice big pretty image for our background. And then I have some pieces of this paper that I already have kind of ripped up, and I want to use these also on the background with my poem. I thought it would be nice to have like some little sayings and stuff for this kit, because like you could put some of these like little sentiments, especially if there's if any of these like little phrases like resonate with you, or you could just make your own, and then you could tuck them into the tiny little envelopes. And do I have one of, I have some of them folded, but not all of them. But you could tuck them into the tiny little envelopes and then put them in the pockets. These are the slightly bigger ones, the medium-sized ones here. I guess this isn't really medium. This is small. Those are probably minis. But I just thought that might be like a fun way to use those. And then or you could just put, you know, whatever kind of sentiment like resonates with you in there as well. Let's see here. Okay, so I want to use this on this page. I was thinking of putting this down here like this, and then adding this onto the corner of the page like a flap. So to do that, I think I'm going to I'm going to do the flap part of this first. So I'll assemble this pocket really quick, which is pretty easy because all you have to do is put some glue on here and just fold it over and you are assembled. And then we can also decorate the front of this, but we don't have to do it right this second. First I'll do I'm going to tape this on here, I think. I'll just line these guys up right here. I could have done a straighter job on that gluing. So I'm just going to line this up here with the bottom of the page and then put tape on it. I think this should be fine with just washi tape for the hinge. If I need to, I can also put it on the other side. I'm hoping I won't need to, though. I'm hoping this will just get the job done for me. I might have to. I want to use... I got out all the pink, like solid pink and purple washi I can find. I don't want to cover up my pocket, so I'm just going to do it. Also, I just want to make sure that I'm not taping my next page down. And because I'm going to cover this up, so I'm not too worried about having the tape showing on the top of the pocket. I'm just going to put another little piece up here just for security's sake. There we go. Alright, so now I have this that flips out like that. And if you didn't have washi tape or you just didn't have any that you liked, you could just use like a piece of fabric or even a piece of paper to glue this on here. Just like as if it were washi tape. Okay, so I'm going to put this behind here. But I also want to be able to sort of see it. So I'm going to glue this down first. And this on top of it. But I think what I'm going to do with this one, though, is make it a pocket. So I'm only going to glue around the edges. And then I can decide. I'm not sure 100% what I want to put in here yet, because I hadn't originally planned to make it a pocket. but looking at it just sitting here like this, it's a perfect pocket. So I think that might be good for some of my like really big fussy cuts, or even I could put one of my envelopes in there too. I have all my stuff kind of lined up over here. One of the things that was like worried about was covering too much stuff up, but I guess, you know, that's like I think it's probably a minimal worry, you know, because everything's pretty, right? Even the stuff you put in front of it's just as pretty. So, and you can take the things out of the pockets, you know, and that lets you see what's behind it. So I think that makes pockets so great in journals like this, is that they're not permanent. So you can still see what's behind them. That's also the same deal with the, you know, like doing the flaps. It kind of lets you have the best of both worlds. So I'm going to stick this in here and then see what else. Oops, wrong one. See what else comes to me if I want to put anything else in there. I do want to do in here, I would like to do these, I think. Oh, let's do this, because we have super garden situation here. All right, I'm going to put this envelope together really quickly by just putting glue right here. That gets this pretty well here for that. I can put that in there for right now, and then I need to put something in that envelope. I'm thinking some kind of combination of these two here on the front. Just for a little decoration. I did add in some other items, but I did, you know, I used most of the stuff from that one page. So it's kind of like a, if you don't have, if you have a day where you just don't have a lot of time, you can still get, you know, you can still have a little creative moment in there at some point with just like one page of stuff to cut out instead of having like a whole bunch of stuff, like, or feeling like overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, if I want to do this, I have to do all this cutting first. That kind of hopefully helps alleviate that a little bit and makes it like easier to just be able to do it, you know? Because like sometimes like I'll get into the weeds about like, oh, I have to do all of this stuff first before I can do it, you know, before I can actually do the crafting. And so hopefully that can help with that part of it. Maybe I don't need anything else in that pocket. I can't decide. I'm gonna put this one back here with this. You could put a pocket on the back of this too if you wanted. But that gets us like a whole page done, and that was pretty quick, I think. I don't think I inked this flower though, did I? I don't think I did. Okay, there we go. Now that's done too, so that's good. We can always come back and do more if we wanted to, but like, you know, that page is pretty well on its way. Okay, so let's hop forward. I think I'm going to hop forward to, I don't know if I marked it or not, actually, now that I'm looking. All right, well, let's just pick a page. Okay, so for this next one, what I'm going to be using is that page that I showed you earlier. I have like a bunch of random ephemera here. I did make myself a little book page, but this is that one I showed you earlier, and I glued a piece of brown paper to the edge of it here. So, okay, let's pick a page and get started on that. We'll go in this signature. I think maybe this one here. What do you guys think? All right, so I have taken some of the background pages here, and I've already ripped them into like kind of just rectangles here, and I'm going to use those on the back just for layering, just like create some kind of texture on the page, so it's not just like I'm not just on the flat page, you know. And I'm going to just run my glue on here. Okay. And I'm going to put this one more angled towards the top here. And then I'm going to angle my more plainer one down here towards the bottom. And then I want to put this on top of it, so it kind of like overlaps both of those. And then I have, okay, yeah, and then there's a pocket here that fits right onto this. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put glue on this. Oh, and this is the, I'm getting a lot of questions about the glue. So this is the My Sweet Petunia Precision Glue Press that I'm using to glue with. And it is so much easier on your hands than just using like a squeeze glue bottle. If you ever have any hand pain at all, I highly recommend it. I feel like it's a game changer. And not only that, is I always have glue ready to go on my desk. I never have to like be like, oh, where did I put the pin? You know, I think I've mentioned this before, but I feel like I'm much like, it's much easier to just jump in and do something than it was before when I had to like get the glue out, and this just always is on my desk now, and I love it. Okay, so I'm gonna press that down there. Okay, so now I have this tag here, and I thought I would layer some stuff onto this. Oh, and you know what else I think I might do? I wonder if I should put this over here. Like that. I was thinking about putting it on the tag, but now that I'm like sitting here, you always get, you know, how you get like you suddenly you change your mind, basically. Like, that's the story of my life. I'm always going to change my mind. I think I would add that on there. And I just kind of want to add this leaf on there, too. I wonder if I should do all of them, or just the leaf. I do like the lace here. I'm gonna see if I can staple this on here. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of extra glue because I peeled that corner up. There we go. All right, let's see what else I got here. I have that quote that I picked out. And I also have, let's see, this to go on top of this tag, which is just my little thing. And I have my book ephemera too. All right, give me 1 second here. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I think, and I'm going to take my book page and I'm going to rip it like this. I hope that I might need to do it a little bit more. Let's see. There we go. Because I want to make this into a pocket. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to just glue around the edges here on this. And if you don't have a book page, you could just use background paper or whatever. I just wanted to use something a little bit lighter because I had a lot of dark colors on this one. Because I always like having a little text in the background, you know? Alright, and once that gets on there, what I want to do is I want to put my books in here. So, and then I'm going to put this in here. And I want to put my quote on the bottom here. I was thinking about putting this envelope in that pocket, but now I'm thinking it might be too much. I can try it. I might be trying to put too much on one page, which is fine. I can always save this for a different one if I want. Okay, come on, little guy. Yeah, I think I might not put that in there. I think that might be too much for this. I do want to put this on here. And let's see if there's anything else. I will do I did phrases for this week. I'll do some numbers and stuff for the future too, because it's always nice to have some numbers as well, you know, to put in your journal. And I have some fun stuff coming up for the cover as well, which I'm very much looking forward to doing. But I really wanted to spend some time inside the journal this time because the past few times we've been really busy with constructing all the other business on the outside of the journal. So I thought it might be fun to just, you know, spend some time creating some pages and doing things inside the journal. Plus, since we have 5 Mondays, I think we have 5 Mondays in June, so that gives us a whole extra Monday. Although we are going to have to make a journal for Junk Journal July at the end of this month as well, so it might be a little bit tight, but we'll make it work. Plus, making a journal doesn't really take that long. It just feels like it takes long. You know, because when you're doing this kind of stuff, there's a lot of prep and cutting for it, but for making a journal, you're basically just folding pages, you know, and so that could be, let me see if I can, it feels sometimes more intimidating than it is, and certainly, this doesn't have to be, super awesome. It can be bound in any way that you like. We could, you know, you could use any type of binding that you like. for it. You don't have to, if you don't want to make like a full-blown journal. I was thinking about making a hardcover journal for this, for Junk Journal July, so you guys can weigh it in the comments and let me know what you think. I can still do the printables for like the cardstock cover, but I thought last year my Junk Journal January, it's so crazy I have to keep it in a box because it won't shut. It is so fat that I thought maybe this year I would make one with a really big spine. Last year my spine was way too small. So this year I'm going into this better prepared, and I want to I was thinking about maybe doing like a hardback one for this. So you guys let me know if you be up for that, or if you would prefer to do like this type of spine where we just use the cardstock. For a hardback journal, it's not a big deal. You just need just a little bit of cardboard or chipboard, or you can use a cereal box if you want. It doesn't have to be like super intense. It can be, you know, it can be pretty mellow as well, because this isn't, it's going to be for Junk Journal July. You know, it doesn't have to be like an heirloom piece. Can't decide, should I put that on there or should I put it down here? I'm so busy talking, but I got it to make some decisions here. Put that one. Okay, I will put this down so that we can finish this up. But yeah, so if you guys are still hanging in here, at the end of the video, just let me know what you think about what you would like to have for Junk Journal July. If you would like to do hardback, if you like to do softback, and certainly you could do whatever you wanted, no matter like what, like the format that like I'm using in the video. It doesn't have to be the same. You could even use like if you already have a notebook or you already have a journal made, you could just use that, you know, because this is just basically like a time for you to like just relax and have fun, and it's not like a big stressful thing. It's more of a big stressful thing for me because I'm gonna do printables and videos for all the days, so I want to be prepped ahead of time, but the actual doing of it is the fun part. So, all right, there we go. I think I'm good with this. And even though I still have a lot of ephemera left, I'm gonna call it done for today, and I'm hoping to get another extra video done next week. I already have one recorded, so there'll definitely be one, maybe two. So I hope you guys enjoy this printable pack and you enjoyed this video. If you could please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, I would appreciate it. And I will see you guys in a few days with another page project. Thank you so much for joining me.